without depth perception, but I could always see the souls of men, shackled by a quiet desperation. Hey there, I'm surrounding myself with a couple microphones because I'm going to try something. I want to kind of do a test to see if I can possibly record vocal and guitar at the same time on a song I want to put on my record. It's not easy to do, and one of the reasons I want to record the two at the same time, I really feel like there's kind of a thing that happens back and forth when you're singing and playing, and it's difficult to achieve, particularly for me because I'm not a singer, so I'm not used to being in the studio. It's very difficult for me to get behind a microphone with headphones and nothing in my arms, and so that's difficult. So I feel like I can probably get a better performance if I'm playing and singing at the same time. Probably better to be standing up to be singing, but it's definitely worse to be standing up to be playing, because when you're micing your acoustic guitar and you're standing up, you're going to be moving around. And I'm not going to go direct because it's just never going to sound as, I don't care how good a pickup inside microphone you have, it's still never going to sound better than a good microphone. So a good microphone in the room, I'm kind of experimenting with placement and all that. I watched a few videos on YouTube about recording vocal and guitar at the same time. Bob Clearmountain, who's a very well-respected engineer, suggested kind of using this kind of angling. He had a KM84, which I may use, and it's a very directional small diaphragm microphone that I could use for the guitar, and that would not pick up much vocal. See, the problem with doing this is that you have no isolation. So there's going to be guitar on this track and there's going to be vocal on this track, even though this guitar, or this mic is for the guitar and this mic is for the vocal. So you get a lot of bleed. So you really can't put reverb only on the vocals or compression only on the guitar. Whatever you do to one mic, you're probably going to have to do to both. So the other problem with this is it's basically going to be a one performance thing. I'm not going to use a click. There will not be any punch-ins. I have to get it down in one take. Now I can do 50 takes. If I were to separate the two tracks, record the guitar, then record the vocal, I could mess up, fix the guitar, do that a number of times. I could totally do that with a vocal. Really easy to fix vocals because there's lots of gaps in lyrics. So this is a song. I'm looking like Johnny Cash right now. I'm wearing all black. This is a song I wrote many years ago. In fact, it says 1988. I can't believe that. That is insane. That's 31 years ago. And I've always liked this song. I've never recorded it, so that's kind of why I wanted to give it a shot. And it's called "I Was Born Without Depth Perception," and I was born blind in one eye. So I had no depth perception. I do have depth perception though, so that's an important distinction. Okay, so it's basically. Perception, but I could always see the souls of men who were shackled by quiet desperation, empty and falling vessels of torment. But thanks to a stranger who took the time lost its hold on me, and I'm taking time and not giving it back, taking time and not. So now that's basically what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to record. So I've got two tracks set up. You know what? I do have effects on there. I guess I'll leave them on for now. I'm going to go ahead and hit record. I got the speakers off because I don't want to get feedback here. I don't need click. So that's one of the advantages of doing this is there will be no click bleed. I'm not going to have click, so there won't be click in my headphones bleeding into the microphone, which is always a nice thing. So I'm probably I'm not going to do the long intro. I'm going to start right on the verse. So, and because again, this is all just an experiment. mostly to see if I can get enough isolation to make it work. And I may have to lean in a little bit like this. And the nice thing about the way I wrote the song is, I think it's also one of the advantages of being a little bit of a singer when you're a guitar player, is you're aware of singers. And so the guitar is very dynamic on the song, but I break it down, or I bring it down while I'm singing. So that's kind of one of those things where it's like I learned to do that because I was doing a lot of singing, and I had to make the guitar quieter so that people could hear me. So that was what I was doing. Okay, so I'm going to hit record, see what we get. I'm a little worried. I was born without depth perception. I could always see the souls of men. We're shackled by quiet desperation, empty and falling vessels of torment. But thanks to a stranger who took the time lost his hold on me, and I'm taking time and not giving it back. Taking time and not giving it back. Occasionally I'm satisfied to be life's armchair quarterback. But more recently I tend to find I'm the one under attack. Someday I'm gonna rise and shine. Someday I'm gonna claim what's mine. But me to sound arrogant or proud, you've lost it all somehow. Okay, now vocally I was stumbling around a little bit. I haven't sung this song and played in a while. So I actually see on the track, I can see quite a bit of definition. Let me grab the camera so you can kind of see this. Hold on. So looking at this, I could see that those files are very different, which is great. They're a little, maybe a little on the hot side. The top one is my vocal and the bottom one is the guitar. And I mean, they're not, you can see where the spikes kind of line up, but there's definitely moments where the guitar seems to be only picking up guitar when I'm doing the licks, and the vocal mic's picking up more vocals. So this is the scary part. We're going to listen to this right now. Okay, hold on. Let me move the tripod around. Okay, so you can see the mic set up kind of here. You see this mic? There's the Gefell that I use most of the time for my acoustic. And this is a GrooveTubes Model 1 mic. It's a tube mic. And I use it on a lot of vocals when I record vocals here. So, okay, I gotta turn these off. I don't want to get feedback, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn them off here too. And see what we have. This is scary. Very scary. I was born without depth perception, but I could always see the souls of men. We're shackled by quiet desperation, empty and falling vessels of torment. But thanks to a stranger who took the time. Okay, so here's just the vocal mic. So I'm going to mute the guitar. That actually sounds better than I thought it was going to sound. Actually, it really does. I'm trying to get a lot of personality in there. I mean, when I wrote this song, I was 27 years old, and I was kind of writing a song that was had an old man soul to it. And now I'm an old man, so I feel like my voice is finally caught up to the lyric. And I was definitely into in Los Angeles in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, there was a huge coffee club scene where there were just a ton of acoustic artists. Maria McKee and Lone Justice, and just a bunch of people that were doing like pretty amazing music in just little coffee shops in Hollywood and stuff. So That was kind of my inspiration. I was playing in some of those with my wife and with my band, and that's what I wrote this song for, was for that kind of scenario. So here's just the vocal mic. I was born without depth perception, but I could always see the souls of men. We're shackled by quiet desperation, empty and falling. Okay, so I'm not digging the sound on that mic, so I'm going to change the vocal. I do like the roll off on it. Let's see. I was born without depth perception, but I could always see the souls of men. We're shackled by quiet desperation, empty and falling vessels of torment. But thanks to a stranger who took the time lost for me. Okay, I'm actually digging my vocal. I have to say my pitch is pretty good. And that's the other thing, I wouldn't be able to do any pitch correct. Not that I would. Well, I might. I mean, if I was isolating the vocal and there was one note in an entire performance that was just bugging me, yeah, I would definitely adjust it. You can do it without anybody noticing. It's not like it sounds like a robot or anything. But I definitely want a little bit of, let's see, studio vocal here, a little bit of plate reverb. Valhalla plate is a great reverb. Oh, sorry, let me get rid of this. You can see that better. Okay, yeah. So I love Valhalla. These guys make great, can I make this bigger? Yeah, look at that. So you can see what that is. And so, I'm taking time and not giving it back. Okay, so that's pretty intense. But you can see there's a good amount of difference between the vocal and when the vocal's not. So that means I'm not getting too much guitar in the thing. And so the Bob Clearmountain suggestion of tilting the microphone away from the guitar and kind of singing down into it. And I probably could sing over it if I want to, but it might get too airy. So I kind of did sing down into it because I wanted to get as much on the microphone to get that proximity effect where you're kind of singing in someone's ear. But now I'm yelling, so you don't want me to sing in your ear there. But the idea is to kind of be able to hear the personality as much as possible. Other thing I have to work on is, and even when I'm doing these videos, the YouTube videos, I need to work on making sure that I keep my words in the front of your mouth, in front of my mouth, not coming from the back, but from the front, from your teeth and from your lips. The articulation's much better when you kind of visualize that. Okay, so I'm pretty impressed with that. Okay, so let's listen to the guitar alone. Now that I fixed that, the guitar. Again, see, this is great because what I'm getting is when the guitar is, I'm playing dynamically on the guitar, which really helps the recording process. I'm dropping it down for the vocal and then bringing it out for the guitar licks. And so you can see that happen on the guitar track where I drop down, here's the vocal getting louder. When I play the lick, the vocal gets quieter and the lick gets louder. So it's cool, that means I'm not getting a lot of bleed. I'm hardly hearing any vocal at all. Now I feel like the guitar's a little boomy, so I might have to move that microphone a little bit closer to the 12th fret rather than over the sound hole. But that's not bad, and I can even pull off some more. See, I've got a little bit of the mids raised there. I can lower those and even roll off the bottom more here on the EQ. And then I also have the Valhalla plate on this as well. So very, very similar setting. So let's see them again together. I was born without depth perception, but I could always see the souls of men. We're shackled by quiet desperation, empty and falling vessels of torment. But thanks to a stranger who took the time. Now there might be some phasing issues. I hear a little bit what I might call phasing. Let's see. if I can adjust the phase on this mic a little bit. Let's see. There's a way to do it. And the way you can check it is kind of stretch this all the way out and see if the files are, the waveforms are kind of off, like not together. If they're kind of a little bit off, that means that the guitar is hitting one microphone a little later than it's hitting the other, and so there's a phasing issue. And when you play that back, it can make the guitar a lot quieter, and you may not want that. So, okay. Anyway, I think this so far is very good experiment, very successful experiment, and I'm willing to continue trying to record this song this way. I also have to decide on what guitar to use. If I'm going to go all Johnny Cash on us, probably should use a Martin. But I'm kind of digging right now. Lately, I've been digging the way the Gibson sounds. Okay, anyway, thanks so much for watching. God bless you. And I'm excited about what the new year is going to bring, and I will have this record done by the end of this year, I believe. That's my hope anyway. Okay? Take care. Talk to you soon.
I was born without depth perception.